held a meeting with the heads of France's political parties today to discuss the various options for supporting Ukraine in the face of the Russian invasion. Well, last week, the president took many by surprise when he refused to rule out the possibility that Western ground troops be dispatched to Ukraine. Well, that prompted President Putin to warn of a, quote, real risk of nuclear war. France 24's Clémence Valla has this report for us.
A 2.5-hour meeting that has left the French president even more politically isolated. On Thursday, President Emmanuel Macron met with the leaders of France's major political parties to discuss the need for greater support for Ukraine and hammered home that there would be no limits to French support. As they came out, party chiefs from all sides of the political spectrum condemned the president's words as irresponsible.
Le maintien de la guerre.
The continuation of the war, the stubborn pursuit of a military course, is a dead end. It entails an extremely dangerous risk of escalation.
I reiterated the Republicans' total support for Ukraine. But on the other hand, I repeated our complete opposition to the commitment of ground troops.
Emmanuel Macron has been disavowed by all our European and NATO allies.
Last week, President Macron stunned many in Europe by refusing to rule out the dispatch of Western ground troops to Ukraine. Although his comments were rejected by most Western nations, including Germany and the US, the leaders of the Baltic states welcomed his statement. Since then, the French leader has doubled down on his calls for more military aid to Ukraine.
We need to be clear about the reality of the situation in Europe, the risks involved, and what we have to assume. I'm convinced that the clarity of these statements is exactly what Europe needed.
Most of Macron's European allies have said they would not send troops to Ukraine, while French officials have insisted that any such forces could be sent to back operations such as demining rather than combat. In response, Putin has warned of a real risk of nuclear war and said, "We also have weapons that can hit targets on their territory."
Well, in the context of the Russian